joining us. Today we have Kevin Shoemaker, President and CTO of ARC Wireless. He will be presenting the webinar this morning. If you have any questions, please input them in the question box, and Kevin will answer them at the conclusion of the webinar. At this time, I'm going to let Kevin take over. I hope everybody enjoys.
Hello, my name is Kevin Shoemaker, the President and CTO of ARC Wireless. I want to welcome everybody to the webinar today, this morning, this afternoon, depending where you are. And would like to go through some of the history and the product line and some of the technical details of our offerings. And then at the end of the broadcast, as Crystal mentioned, we'll answer some questions for you. So stand by. So ARC Wireless was founded in 1987 in Colorado, and it was a result of several people coming from some aerospace communities and putting together an antenna company that initially designed phased arrays, both electrically steered and mechanically steered. And we quickly started growing and got into the telematics business and some other wireless, for instance, cell tower antennas, and started working with LoJack and several government facilities. We actually had antennas in Air Force One and presidential limousines and Indianapolis 500 cars and things. And as it turns out, the expertise in phased arrays, flat panel antennas, grew, and you'll see quite a few of those represented here. They are designed as we would for an aerospace company with environmental issues represented, as well as technical. In other words, anything challenging in terms of the environment and technical issues were addressed very clearly and cleanly. This is an overview of the passive product lineup. It includes dishes, as seen, enclosures, panels, sector antennas, omnis, and cable. The dishes are various sizes up to approximately 36 dBi, dual pole, C-band, S-band, L-band, variety of frequencies. And as you can see, they have what's known as a Cassegrain type feed, so it's a robust, very strong, made out of steel and aluminum structure, where the signals come in and hit that splash plate and go down a waveguide. So that as a result, we have very efficient gains and beam widths and everything. And the cross-pole isolation, for instance, is in the 30s. Very good technical specifications, and we make quite a few of these things. Quite a few of these things are out for internet backbone and other uses. The panel antennas are constructed from either stamped out radiating structures or microstrip structures, and have environmental seals so that there isn't any corrosion. Again, the efficiencies are quite high. 50 ohm input impedance, dual poles, the same frequencies that the dishes are at, but they're for different applications. Sector antennas, same frequency ranges, again, the 5, 3.5, 2.45, 915, the standard bands. We have some interesting design implementations on the sectors where you have mechanical adjustments to move the beam to adjust the beam tilt, and other panels that do not, and they have a mechanical tilt and back. Again, it's either stamped or microstrip-based systems, single and dual pole. The omnis are the typical design for various gains with built-in down tilt if necessary. There's a variety of those you can look at. The cable itself is a very UV resistant, very robust cable design for outdoor use, and is used to power up the radios, for instance, that go inside the enclosures, by LAN cable, for instance, and that's been used widely. We've sold quite a few of those boxes of those cables, thousands in fact. The enclosures are of the NEMA type variety and are completely hermetically sealed. They include such features as having plastic windows inserted. If you look at that box right there, there's a little darkened area about in the center where you can actually view the LEDs, for instance, for RSSI or signal strength. So you can watch the status of your radios as you move the antennas around to maximize signal strength. Another look at the enclosures. We've had very good luck with these enclosures. You can see some of those windows represented on those three boxes, the lower left, lower right, and the upper right. And you can also see the ceiling details where a plate goes over and there's an actual rubber O-ring that goes through that. And again, it's an even type enclosure. And the flat panels have those integrated into them as well. So a variety of radios can fit inside to these enclosures. And we've come up with a universal installation tool for the radio of your choice. This allows for placing the radio down using the screws that are particular to your PC boards. We have a variety of positions that the swivel posts can be placed in, so it will accommodate just about any radio on the market. Again, this goes inside the enclosure, hermetically sealed, and you do have the LAN input as well as the windows you can review the status of. And details on the window here. Hermetically sealed, it plugs. You can view the LEDs inside. And some more details on the swivel posts. Once you lock them down, they'll last for quite a few years. You can see details of the box itself where it's cast aluminum and quite thick with the through holes are near mill standard quality through holes for your cables and the window, of course. Some more details on the inserting the LAN wire through there and the through hole positions. You notice on the lower left there you see a bracket. We also manufacture quite a few universal brackets. The lower right shows one in detail that's got a ball swivel joint which will accommodate most any angle or polarization you require for installation. It's very flexible and very robust. All of these systems here can handle quite intense environmental issues, including high winds in excess of 100 miles an hour, temperatures from -40 to +70 degrees C, humidity from 0 to 100%, shock and vibe tested as well. So they're very robust. It's a little hard to tell there, but they're very, very thick cast aluminum and tested quite heavily. This is a listing of the IES antennas, the panel antennas. There's several varieties here. A couple of them are the microstrip variety, and a couple of them are the stamped variety as well. So they have some advantages depending on your application. For instance, the lower left in this diamond formation allows for minimal side lobe power. In other words, it has much better performance based on that orientation. It's for specific areas that have high density traffic or potential interference. The other antennas have high efficiency and are hermetically sealed and have been out in the field for many, many years. Been around for about 26, and they've been out since I've been associated with the company. You can see the plugs and the boxes involved. There's also the frequencies of 900, 2.4, 3.5, 4.9, and 5.8. We do single pole. We do also slant linear. In other words, we can have the standard vertical and horizontal, or for interference mitigation, we can turn the antennas 45 degrees to allow for better performance in a very RF dense environment. It's another option that you have, especially with these the clamps here shown. And then here's some details on the larger antennas that we have. As you can see, they're very robust in mechanical configuration with large U-bolts and large bolts holding them onto poles there that can be up to several inches in diameter. They're fully adjustable and can be tilted down in elevation as well as around in azimuth as necessary. We meet all of the standards that are listed there, the ETSI and the EN standards, as well as several others. Very high port-to-port isolation in excess of 30 dB for this particular antenna, which is a dual pole linear. And we've used quite a few radios inside these things with the enclosures we mentioned before, and have achieved typically achieve in excess of 70% aperture efficiency based on the reasonably simple electromagnetic design. It's a waveguide and a splash plate, so we get very good efficiencies with that kind of configuration. Some more details on the dishes with some of the unlimited options. We're showing some enclosures here with the previous dish for dual pole system. You have the cables coming out and going up into through the through port systems there, along with that window shown in the lower right. These are very robust and able to take significant environmental stresses. You can tell by all of the bolts and the size of the bolts that are associated with that. Very, very, very good. And then some details on the variable sector arc flex antenna. We have variable beams we have a mechanical adjustment that will allow you to set the horizontal beam width from 60 to 120 degrees as shown. This adjusts the gain necessarily, so there's about a 1.5 to 2 dB difference between the 60 and 120, which is to be expected. But this allows you to focus in, if you would, into a particular area that you're interested in, and to minimize any co-located interference in the area coming dual pole. And with the mounting configuration, it can be mechanically tilted down, and then again with an adjustment tool, you can vary the width or the azimuth coverage of the antenna from 60 to 120. High efficiency again, good VSWR's gains. Some details on the variable sector models. This one 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz with the gain shown. And on the lower left, you'll see the mechanical down tilt details. And then you can see in the middle that large black adjustment area. That's how you get the width or the azimuth adjustment as necessary. So we get a lot of these antennas out in the field, and they're very successful at this point. The Omni antennas are represented here of a standard design variety that you see up on cell towers. They have a direct ground DC. Different polarizations are represented. Different bandwidths can be represented as well. They have a type-in connector, 360-degree coverage in azimuth, and varying degrees of elevation coverage and down tilt as necessary depending on the product. Of course, the larger ones have the narrower beam and a little bit higher gain, but they're very adaptable and well proven in the field at this time. This is the flex cable that we offer. This has we have a lot of experience with this particular cable. It includes, for instance, the ability to take certain static electricity on the outside braid and drain it to minimize any kind of electrostatic damage that potentially could happen on the wires. It's a very close braid system to minimize interference. So the insertion loss of the cable is very, very low. We pay particular attention to the technical details on this. Twisted pair, so giving you high-speed propagation of signals, and good environmental outside jacket to minimize any UV degradation over years of use. And here's some details on adapting the cable to a radio system. And you can see there's an ease of use to it. We have a device, this little lock system that will allow you to place the LAN cable in and lock it in place. That gives you confidence that it won't be coming out and it will stay in there for a very long time. Products for 2013 and actually 2014, as it were. We have new products coming out in the parabolic antenna area, and are looking at several new product lines for the panel antennas as well. We will keep improving the enclosures and have added certain protective covers for radios that are placed directly on antennas without the use of a hermetically sealed enclosure. So we have some a line of system of plastic hoods, for instance, that protect antenna radios that are currently out there. That's for a dual pole system. And so keep tuned. We're moving very quickly. We have a lot of new products that will be coming out, and very successful with the ones that we have out there now. So I would appreciate if you have any questions or comments. There's the website there, and certainly if you have any questions right now, then I'm standing by to answer them. So thank you very much for your time, and appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Kevin. That was great. Let me go over these questions. All right. What is your best-selling product and why?
Best-selling product right now is the C-band parabolic dish dual pole. So we have several varieties of those antennas. They're the circular parabolic, the Cassegrain fed. We can place them in either the vertical and horizontal or slant 45, so plus or minus 45 degrees. With a universal mount, they're selling very, very well at this point in time. Oh, and they run, from about 4.9 to 5.9 gigahertz, encompassing several bands. Very good VSWR specs, gain higher than advertised, good uniform beam coverage, low side lobes, good cross pole, and good, very good port-to-port isolation.
All right, wonderful. Next question is, can I mount a Ubiquiti or Microtik radio to your sector antenna?
I believe so. I think certainly going inside of an enclosure is an option, as well as some of our new product lines, which include these plastic boots that go over the back that are attached to the back of the sector antennas that provide a not a hermetic seal, but certainly an environmental seal for the use of those types of radio systems.
Okay. Next question. Being that the products are hermetically sealed, if a customer is to go into the product, is warranty voided?
That's a good question, and I don't know if I have a direct answer for that. And so I'd like to get back to that person if possible with a little bit more cleaner answer.
Okay, not a problem. We'll have all the contact information at the end.
Okay,
next question, do you do any OEM work?
We have in the past, and certainly interested in listening to anybody who has some ideas on applications or specific antenna designs. As I mentioned, we've done quite a bit of stuff for anywhere from NASA or the U.S. government to private individuals who have applications. So we'd certainly entertain any interest there.
Okay, perfect. I think that was the last one. They keep kind of jumping in, but it looks like that was the final question.
Okay.
So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody, for attending the webinar this morning. I hope everybody found it very informative. If you have any additional questions, feel free to contact us at sales@microcomtech.com. That's MICROCOMTEC. If you wish to view any of the products mentioned here today, please visit us at www.microcom.us or contact your salesperson. This webinar will also be posted on Microcom Technology's YouTube channel for later review. I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.